Welcome to another episode of Everybody's Got Something. I'm your host, Seth Hoffman. Today on the show, we have a very special guest, Jana Pochop, singer, songwriter, producer. Let's get into it and have some fun. All right, Jana, what a joy and pleasure it is to be sitting here and talking with you. We met probably 24 years ago, something like that.
Back in the pre-times.
Back
I don't
in
know
the
what we were
pre-time.
doing.
I don't know what we call those times,
Yeah.
but it is just wonderful. So tell us, maybe you can first tell us about how you got into your musical journey and what's exciting for you. What have you been up to?
Man, I got into my musical journey right here in Albuquerque. I grew up here, and I really wanted to take drum lessons, and my parents were a little bit like, well, how's that gonna go? And mom was pushing piano. So we settled on guitar, which turned out to be the best possible thing. And I started taking guitar lessons at King Music, which is no longer there on Manal.
And do you remember who your first teacher was?
Yeah, Chris Nolan, who is probably still here. Yeah. Great teacher. And then I went to Monzano High School, which had a guitar program.
Wow.
So that really helped. And I think it helped that I had no social life in high school. So I'd play guitar during school, and then I'd come home and play guitar all the time. Wow. And I just kept playing guitar. And then I started, it was kind of that like Lilith Fair era with singer-songwriters and cool women that played guitar.
Indigo Girls, Natalie Merchant.
Totally, Sarah McLachlan, all those. And I was like, interestingly, they seem to write their own songs. So I kind of got that in my head, like, you should try to write songs now that you play guitar. And tried for a long time, but then went to UNM and moved into the dorms, and that's kind of where I started sitting down and like trying to write a song. So I think that leads us to where we met, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so we met for those who remember the heyday of the Blue Dragon, which is now but a memory, but was very influential, I know, on both of our lives.
Yeah.
But so tell us, so is that was where you debuted, maybe
freshman year of college, probably 2002, and took a posse of friends from the dorms, and I was like, guys, I'm gonna play a song I wrote, and they were like, okay, and I did it, and a couple of covers, and I do not remember what they were, but you know, they'd let you play 3 songs, and they were just like, get on the list, get up there, try it out. And then my friends clapped, which was probably very generous of them, but that was the kind of thing like, maybe I could do this more, you know, which is just an invaluable thing for an artist to have that encouragement when they're young and trying it out. So, yeah.
Well, I maybe was there, I don't know for your very first one, but even in your very beginning times, I remember you had just an authenticity and a pureness, and just I think their clapping was genuine. But I always remember, I was like, wow, you just were just for real. It was just a breath of fresh air of music.
Thank you.
And, so you were onto something from the very beginning, I think. Do you remember what song that was that you debuted?
I do. It's one I don't play anymore. My very first song I ever finished, and it was called 24/7, and the hook, it was like kind of country-ish, and it was like, this ain't no 24/7, it's more like 3 and 2. Like, it was a very like, I'm not that into you, I'm a little bit into you.
Cool, that's awesome.
Which really plays to my non-committal personality. Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
How else has that played out? If you care to share or not share.
Oh, wait, I think I'm still writing songs like, I have one that is on a record I put out in 2022. The song's called Matador, and I introduce it when I play it. I'm like, this is not a love song. This is probably an I might like you maybe song, which is just, you know, let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. But
when I saw you, I knew it was sort of like at first sight.
Absolutely. Oh, like, let's be practical here, but also let's indulge in this lovely feeling. So,
nice.
Yeah.
And so that first one, I mean, it sounds like it would still be well received. Does it ever come out?
You know, I think there's an MP3 on a hard drive, so I should maybe find it.
Yeah, or bring it out at some of the shows. I mean,
totally.
And just to hear like this was the first original song that ever
Good
played?
point. You know,
I mean,
sometimes we don't think about our archives as, you know, I'm just like, oh, those are old songs. But you've been writing for a long time too. It's like, do we revisit those or not? It's
I mean,
interesting.
certain ones, I know there's certain ones you're like, I don't know if I want to reopen that, but certain ones are kind of special chapters. It's almost like clicking a folder on a computer. It's like as soon as you do it, it opens all the memories that were happening at that time.
I think that's a gift of just being a writer and a musician, is you're kind of documenting your life as you go.
Yes.
And you're lucky if other people can relate to that, and that's what I love about music. But it's personally, it's just a gift to have all that.
For sure. To be able to do that, to be able to take all these things and to be able to kind of untangle them and just set them on the table or put them out in the world.
Yes.
And even better if someone can hear and relate to it. And,
it's the best.
Yeah. So it started at the Blue Dragon in Albuquerque. And did you start? How long after that did you think, oh, maybe I'd like to play some gigs, or I'd like to do some recordings?
Yeah, one of my good friends, Ben Bonin, we went to high school together, and then we're also at UNM. He's a fantastic guitar player, and we were sitting in the dorms playing guitar, and we're like, well, maybe we should try to play somewhere together. I think our first gig in Albuquerque was at a bike rodeo at an elementary school.
Okay.
And we had to learn Hank Williams and, like, I don't know, old country stuff. It was great. And again, supportive friends. But then we played coffee shops around, and like we played a festival out in Jemez one time. We did some stuff, and it was great. It was a good proving ground, you know.
And then at a certain point you ventured off.
I ventured. I got my history degree at UNM because my parents said that's a good idea. And then I had met some musicians that were really successful in Austin. They're awesome singer-songwriters, Terry Hendricks and Susan Gibson.
And where did you meet Susan?
Susan played here.
Pardon me.
It's all right. Susan actually came and played at my music appreciation class at UNM.
And that's how you met her?
Yeah, it was like classical music, and then our professor, Laura Dwyer, I remember her very well. She was like, we're gonna have a singer-songwriter come in, and I'm sitting there as a freshman in college like, Susan does this professionally? That's amazing. So that was another, like, you know, kind of universe signaling, hey, this is a path you can take, even though it seems kind of out there. And so I started noticing, I'm like, man, all these women that write and play so well live in Austin, so maybe that's where I should go. And it's only a state over. It's like 12 hours to drive it. But so I got the degree and moved to Austin and started over there, like playing open mics and meeting people. And it was a really good, another proving ground of like, you got to up your game. All these people are really professional there. So it was good for me.
Well, I want to hear about that chapter. I wonder if you could first, let's lead into the first song you're going to play for us. Tell us about that song, and then let's hear about the next chapter. So tell us what the song you're going to play for us first.
Yeah, this song's called As Long As It Feels Right, which I think is my life mantra. And a mentor of mine gave me some advice one time, and she said, being an artist is really weird and hard, but keep doing it for as long as it feels right, which I think is a nice little check-in all the time.
For everything.
Does this feel right? Yeah, I'm going to keep doing it. And so that's how we've ended up here. Yeah.
Wonderful advice.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, let's check it out.
I broke down in Minnesota, both by temperament and car. And I got baptized with the hood up while the summer monsoon roared. See, I am good at my own buttons. I will push them till I break. And when I finally fall apart, I punch a fist into the ache. Gotta keep my eyes bright. I will see the sun. I'm walking with a flashlight, one foot in front of the other one. As long as it feels right. So I wake the day up fighting, burn horizons from both ends. I fight the fire, monopolizing all my thoughts when I'm in bed. And I'm fighting for the kindness in its incremental sparks, for all the souls that are the lions who let their love roar in the dark. Gotta keep my eyes bright, I will see the sun. I'm walking with a flashlight, one foot in front of the other one, as long as it feels right. As long as it feels right. And it's the storm in Minnesota, it's the road that takes me home, and it's the fight I pick out every time I can't stand to be alone. And it's the clouds that pull the storm up, it's the company I keep, and it's the things my mother said out loud when she thought I'd gone to sleep. And it's the sun that breaks the clouds up, the first deep breath after the flood. It's the magnetic force that binds us with all the iron in our blood. Gotta keep our eyes bright, we will see the sun. We're walking with our flashlights, one foot in front of the other one, as long as it feels right. As long as it feels right. Cool. Thanks, Shane. Like, I gotta be quiet, and then you're like, we can cut things, we're fine. I can make noise. Shane, how's it going out there? I get all of my good ideas in the dark. Now I'm scanning for a signal. I could do with a half-lit spark to keep me running to a different angle. My pattern of migration has been messed up for a while. Numbers I've been pushing missing from the dial. Strung out on supernatural junk. I see the Virgin Mary in a tree trunk. What I wouldn't do to hear her say, help is on the way. I'm always listening for one true thing. What good is music if you don't need it? I got a chest full of ache and string. What good's a heartbeat if you don't feel it? A matter of vibration, something rattling inside through the noisy little corners of my mind. Strung out on supernatural supernatural junk. I see the Virgin Mary in a tree trunk. What I wouldn't do to hear her say, help is on the way, help is on the way. I got a row of saints on the mantle. You call me crazy, I call it practical. What good is luck if you don't see it? Strung out on supernatural junk. I see the Virgin Mary in a tree trunk. What I wouldn't do to hear her say, help is on the way, help is on the way. Gonna lose the supernatural funk and see the Virgin Mary in a tree trunk. What I wouldn't do to hear her say, help is on the way, help is on the way, help is on the way, help is on the way.
Well, beautiful, beautiful song. It takes me back to the Blue Dragon days. I couldn't help but also notice your beautiful guitar, and I know you were mentioning your guitar has some history. I wonder if you could tell me a little bit about this beautiful instrument of yours.
Yeah, history in that it's, I've had it I bought it with my high school graduation money here at Grandma's Music.
Grandma's Music,
Also,
okay.
I don't think is there anymore.
Right,
but,
I know it moved someplace and now it's...
Yeah, and I went in there and I played a bunch and I was like, this is the one. And it's been my main guitar for ever since, so yeah.
Because it feels right.
It's the right one, exactly. And it's had some dings and scratches and it's dry here, so it's had a little crack, but you can fix these things.
Yes,
so I guess it's a little...
And do you name it? Does your guitar have a name or anything? Or
Weirdly, no. I've never named guitars or cars, and I know that's weird, because a lot of my friends do.
Yeah, I guess I
don't know.
I haven't really either, but actually I do. I have one Martin we call Martina.
Which is perfect.
Yes, 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 yes. Yes, and later, as a sneak preview, Shane is going to ask you some questions later, so that'll be something to look forward to. So let's get back to when you arrived in Austin. It was, I'm sure, many things. Did you have a place to land? Did you know where you were going to live? Did you know it was just like, all right, let's just see what happens here? Which is a pretty courageous thing to do.
Think back on that now, I'm like, would I be able to do that? Because I didn't know the city. I didn't hardly know anyone. I had met like Susan and Terry and started showing up at their shows, but I found an apartment. It was so cheap back then, and was able to live in a studio and work, but also just play gigs all the time, try open mics, and do the thing you need to do as an artist is just keep digging at it all the time.
Yes. And did you connect with the city right away? Or did you have like early on like, oh, this is a big mistake, or was it like shoes that fit? This is just a right fit.
Austin felt really good back then. It was this kind of smaller city, but bigger than Albuquerque, so it felt like a nice what's this? Yeah. Look at these giant tall buildings and stuff. But Texas as a scene is really full of music fans and people that listen to original songs, which is a beautiful feeling. Because I took it for granted then other places, it's kind of like, well, can you play something I know, which means play a cover song or whatever. But Austin, their people really pride themselves on supporting songwriters that write their own thing, and it was a beautiful support system. Yeah.
And so how many years were you living there?
About 16.
16 years?
Yeah, all the way through. Math is hard, but I left in 2022 to go to grad school in New York. So
that transition that decision rather, from being in Austin, a place that you probably had come to love and be familiar with, to go to this next chapter. How did that transpire, and the decision and Just that next phase of the journey?
Good question. It happened, I think a lot of people went through this. 2020 happened, and I had all these plans to travel and play gigs, and then the pandemic shut us down, and I was sitting at home being like, what am I doing now? And I had always, written and sang and played, but I'd never gotten into, I'd made records, but that was always somebody else's job. I'm like, you do the recording stuff. And I was like, well, I have a MacBook. I'm going to see if I can use Logic Pro and make something. And I really liked it. And a friend of mine had just entered a program at Berklee College of Music, their New York campus. And it was a master's in songwriting and production. And I thought, I like songwriting and I like production. Maybe I should do that.
That sounds pretty awesome fit.
It kind of, I think sometimes your brain's like, maybe your chapter here is done, but you don't quite know the next step. And I think just sending in that application, because I was like, oh, they'll never take me. And then they accepted me, and I was like, can I afford this? And then you figure it out. And so I ended up living in New York for a year, going to Berklee, learning production, which was
this using
amazing.
Logic Pro or other?
They taught us Ableton, and they were like, use whatever DAW you feel comfortable with, but the goal was write and record your own record and make it your thesis project. Yeah, so.
Wow. And so what was that like, going from just being behind the microphone to being behind the computer and that whole world? Was it intimidating, overwhelming, or was it, oh, this is not as difficult as I thought?
Weirdly, initially very intimidating. I thought they're going to throw all this like stuff about frequencies and EQs and all this stuff at me, and I'm not going to understand it. And then I was like, oh, I do get it. And it's doing sound design and all that kind of stuff. It's a little bit of a power trip, because you're like, I can make anything with this gear. And so being able to like build up the sounds I heard in my head on, I play acoustic guitar and sing usually when I'm performing, but to be able to like tell a story through all the production stuff, just, it lit my brain on fire.
So like, what are some of the things, so for those who have never been in that world of producing and mixing, what are some of those details or things that you could play with or use as your paintbrushes of sound?
Man, so much. Nowadays with a computer, you can pretty much have any instrument at your fingertips. It's great to have live real musicians play, but if you want to try stuff out, you're like, what if we did a bed of horns under this, and you can find MIDI horns and like see how that sounds? Or I really want to like, part of my thesis project was thinking a lot about New Mexico, because I was in New York and I was like, I think I'll write different songs in New York than I would in Austin or New Mexico, but I wanted to harken back to my roots here, and I was like, what would a soundscape of a like New Mexico desert night sky sound like? And I was trying to work through that. So there's like a lot of delay and reverb and spacey sounds and like subtle, but it's like keep the song there, but see what you can do to just make people interested the whole way through. It's really fun.
And so you could do this on your laptop?
Yeah.
And did you mostly do this from like your apartment or dorm, or could you would you ever like, I'm going to go to the park and work on this or something?
We could do whatever we wanted, and a lot of my friends took advantage of Berklee's campus is in this famous studio called the Power Station, which is where like Bruce Springsteen and Cyndi Lauper and Madonna recorded.
Whoa.
And I was I was like, I'm going to do this all myself, which turned out not to be the case because everyone needs help. But I did most of it in my bedroom in Brooklyn, which I was like, I'm going to see how much of it I can make in this room with this box, and and it's a record called Power Lines that's going to come out early next year. So
well, we'll definitely, when we have the video description, have links so people can find it and hear it. And I know one of the other things I'm sure you appreciate about being your producer and all this is sometimes when you're paying someone else, you think, all right, do I want to do this? I spend all this time and money, maybe it doesn't turn out well. But when you're doing it, it's like, well, let's try it.
Endless time to try things.
Worst thing that can happen, maybe it didn't work. Or be like, wow, that was magic.
Yeah, and part of the production stuff I noticed, the stat is what I heard when I was applying to Berklee, and I assume it's still pretty close, is that in production and engineering, it's 3% women and 97% men. Whoa. The gap is insane.
Crazy.
For that kind, the technological part of it, and And I've had wonderful experiences in studio, but I've had a lot of women friends have rough times, like kind of being, you know, snowballed with their opinions, or they came out with a record they weren't happy with because it didn't feel like theirs. And I was like, I want to help other people make records that they're very proud of. You know, I think music should be fun, and it should, we do it to feel better, not to feel worse, you know? So that's kind of another part of my mission, is working with other artists. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
Incredible. And so, and being in New York, was there any time you thought, oh, maybe this will be where I would like to land? Or was it always like, okay, this is just a visiting chapter? Yeah,
I loved New York. The energy there is incredible, and you're walking around and you look up and you're like, oh, that's that thing from that movie, you know?
Right. It's like the city, almost like of the world. It's like, wow, this is the real deal.
Felt like I was living in a movie for a minute, because I rented a room in Brooklyn, and I took the train to Hell's Kitchen for school, and every day I was just like looking out the window, like in those, I don't know, those rom-coms where you're just like dreaming about New York or whatever. But I knew I had a year there, because that's what the program was, and it's expensive. So I think I lived it up to its max. And then I knew I was going to leave, but I'm trying to devise ways to get back to New York on a more frequent basis, just because it feels like a home base now. Like, spent some time there, and it's comfortable. But what a city. It's amazing.
Yeah, imagine just go there, being there must just, you just feel so alive.
And
just,
you're around
people. A lot of the creative juices flowing.
Yeah, people are following their dreams there every day. And also you're very anonymous, which is a weird feeling. So, it's great.
So you had a year in New York, and then it was back to Austin?
Back to New Mexico, actually.
So you'd already been there.
Kind of closed out my Texas
chapter. So from the
chapter.
new to the new, from New York to back to New Mexico.
Yeah, I'll live in a state. Maybe I need to go to New Jersey next or something. But and there's
Papua New Guinea.
That might be an interesting new foray. There's a great studio run by a guy named Don Richmond up in Alamosa, Colorado, which is like just over the border. And Don is a lovely human being who has supported my whole music career and pivot to production. And he's like, hey, I have a studio. If I'm not using it, you come up and use it. So I've been able to it also made sense to come back here and kind of home base because of that opportunity. And so I've made some projects with some other great artists. They've come out to, I'm like, come make a record in the desert. And it's a really fun, it's a beautiful area, mountains all around. So starting to work on more things like that. And this seems like, again, speak of the energy of New York, but New Mexico's energy is unlike anywhere else too. And growing up here, I didn't really get that until you go other places.
Exactly. I think
you've done the same.
And I think the more places you go, the more we realize what a treasure it is.
Exactly. I think you can't help but walk outside and feel inspired.
Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons it seems like everyone has this humbleness, because you look around, you're like, okay, I'm just
I'm a tiny speck here. What can I contribute?
So what is something you haven't done yet that would just be so exciting? Like, would you like to have your very own studio? It sounds like you kind of, in some ways, do, but would you like to go on a world tour? Like, what just, when you think about it, just lights you up and think, wow, I want to move towards whatever that
is. It's a fabulous thought. I would love to just keep growing my skills in the production stuff, just so to that previously mentioning, like, what I hear in here, can I get it out onto a recorded file, is such a process, and I want to keep doing that with my own music. But dream life would be just working with artists that are fabulous doing their own thing. Like, it's such an inspiration to take a great songwriter with great songs and like, let's do this project together. And then other people can access that. I guess it's just helping people get their art out into the world.
And you have seen the full spectrum from, like you said before, you'd ever dared stepped on stage to gigging, learning about the production side of things. You have such a unique and broad view of it, where and you're very easy and comfortable to be around, which is not a light thing to say, because sometimes when in studios or whatever, it can be very intimidating and you feel inadequate, but I think you really put people at ease.
I think production it's a lot of project management and it's a lot of therapy with an artist,
right?
And the ones that realize that are great producers.
Right.
And sometimes, that's the way forward. Just help people get their art out there. That's the thing.
Yeah. And so, who do you listen to now when you're driving or cleaning the house? Who, either someone new or someone from back in the day, or maybe stuff you're working on? What do you tend to listen to?
Great question. I listen to music all the time. I'm on a big Alanis Morissette kick because I just saw her play.
Oh yeah, what was that
Vegas.
like?
It was amazing. Talk about an example of someone who has lived the creative life and been through all of it.
Yeah.
And her residency in Vegas it's like a TED Talk / rock show.
Wow.
Alanis is awesome.
Yeah.
But one of my favorite bands is Muna. They're from LA and they're a power pop trio and just great songs and incredible music under like the soundscapes they build, and I use that word, but it's just like what kind of mood can you set and you feel like conquering the world. That's a beautiful feeling. And then still my singer-songwriter North Stars are like Mary Chapin Carpenter and Sean Colvin and all those people that got me started trying to write a song that meant something because they were doing it and they're still doing it. So kind of those lifers watching people just not stop is so inspirational.
I just kind of feel like that's, like you're saying before, it feels right. So
totally. They keep doing it.
And is the idea of doing some world tour or something like that? I mean, is that something that's, thank you, Shane. Oh, thank you, Shane. Thank you. Okay.
It's a breaking news delivery.
Yes. Just in. Jana is awesome.
There we go.
Yes. If you could do like a world tour or something like that, is that something, or is it kind of like, is it more exciting to be in the studio and maybe do some local things?
I think currently it's my introvert homebodiness really likes going home. I've done the tour in a van thing and it was great, and I love seeing the country. I do love traveling, but touring is its own brand of exhaustion, and if you don't do it right, it's really unhealthy. It's a lot to deal with, but I do love. Someone described me as a prairie dog once, and I like that. It's like, pop up here, do this thing, go underground, go over here, pop up in New York. And I'm like, I think that's my brand.
I think
I'm a prairie dog.
You can just keep doing that, and you'll never, and especially collecting all these skills.
Totally.
You can really do that anywhere.
Yeah, and nowadays you can connect with anyone at any time. It's beautiful.
Yes. So let me ask you this. What, over your career, which you're probably only a quarter way through, I see you doing this till you're 150.
Let's go.
Hopefully. What's been the biggest challenge, and what's been the thing that you're most proud of?
Ooh, that's a great question, Seth. Biggest challenge is just realizing we're all on a path. It's our individual path. So all musicians and artists, especially when we're younger, but still to this day, we look at other people like, oh, they're doing better than me, or they're farther ahead, or how did they get that? And the answer is they're on their own thing, and the way to success is staying on your own path and doing what you're called to do, what feels right. And that's how you're successful, is if you're following what you're supposed to do. Because Jana writes Jana songs, Seth writes Seth songs, and if we're both doing that, then things are going well. You know?
Ever feel like you're your own sort of like coach, like talking you down? Because even though we know that, but I'm sure we still go into that thing where you like, oh, that person. What's your sort of strategy for kind of talking yourself and giving yourself this wisdom?
Lately, some of it is looking less at social media, which I think is a challenge all of us maybe have. We've been on it since we were in college, I think, is when Facebook started. But it's
because we know the pre-social media world. We're in that rare generation that can
so grateful that I grew up playing in the yard. But tuning out the noise, I think, is more and more important, so that I can just give myself that headspace to be like, what am I supposed to write today? Not like what are all these other people talking about and saying I should write. So that's been, and it's a daily pep talk or
Yes.
a talking off the edge, like
Yes. Yeah.
all the time. And lots of support. I have wonderful friends all on this journey, and we all check in with each other. And we'll hopefully, when one of us is having a down moment, the other one can bring them up out of it and then return the favor. If both of us are in the dumps, then I guess we need to like get some ice cream or something. But you know, that's key. Have your peer support system around you. Totally.
Okay. Well, that's very good advice, and I can totally relate with that. And when you think of your life and journey and career so far, what are some of the things, or something that comes to mind that you're really proud of?
I think that I'm just proud that I'm still here doing it. I've seen a lot of people, for various reasons and great reasons, stop doing music. The business is weird. It keeps changing.
Yeah.
Now we just stream songs for fractions of cents, but we're artists, so we make art, and not giving up on that. Every day I'm grateful that I get to do it in whatever capacity. So I'm proud of that.
Yes. Well, you've been an inspiration from the first time I saw you to the Blue Dragon, and it's been a privilege to be able to kind of follow your career and journey over social media. Tell us about the song you're going to take us out with. I heard you practicing, and I really just loved like the guitar. I don't know what you call it, but it's just kind of hypnotizing. Can you tell us just a little bit about the music and what you're going to take us out with? Yeah,
it's got kind of a percussive-y kind of riff, probably from listening to all that Sean Colvin and stuff back in the day. But it's called "Help Is on the Way," and it's a plea, you know, when we're searching for something.
Thank you, of the Blue Dragon.
We got
Thank
more
you, Shane.
news.
Thank you.
But I wrote it, I think it's a very New Mexican song, because it's about, you know, we see the Virgin Mary in a tree trunk, and she appears sometimes, and I'm not a Catholic, but I love that about this area and culture is we find mystical things, and we can lean on those things for strength sometimes. So I think that's a magic part of New Mexico too.
I agree. Well, thank you so much for being here. It's just a privilege to know you and to talk with you and to hear your music, and blessings and all you create and all the people you work with, and you spread goodness wherever you go. And I look forward to next time.
Thanks, Seth. You're awesome.
You too.
Welcome to another episode of Everybody Got Something. I'm your host, Shane Hoffman. Today's guest, we've got Jana Pochop on the show. Let's get to it. All right, Joe. Jana Pochop, it's a pleasure to be here.
Thanks for having me, Shane.
You're welcome. So what do you like to do with your guitar sometimes?
What do I like to do? You know what? I think guitars are awesome, and I love that there's so many different kinds. So there's the acoustic ones, and then there's the electric ones, and there's bass guitars. So I love playing all those.
Yeah, and sometimes there's drumsticks around here.
I heard you have a strum stick.
Yeah.
Is that pretty fun to play?
Yeah, and it's called a grand drumstick.
Cool. I'll have to try one of those.
Yeah, and what's your favorite instrument?
That's a great question. I think right now I really love playing. I just got it's called a Telecaster electric guitar, and it's blue, and it's really fun to play because I feel cooler playing it.
Wow.
So that's what I like to play right now.
Yeah, and why do you like to play? Why do you like to play guitar sometimes?
You know, I think it's because I started playing it when I was just a little older than you. I think I was 11 years old when I started playing guitar. So it's the one thing I've managed to do for most of my life.
Okay.
Yeah.
And why do you like Martina Walker guitars?
Martina Walker guitars, which is what your dad has. I have a Martin guitar too. I think they sound really nice. They have a really nice, like, kind of mellow, woody tone, and I've always played Martin, so yeah.
Yeah, and I have a Martino Walker bass
Cool.
that I plug in.
That's awesome.
And my daddy has this cool red bass that he plays.
I think red basses are really fun to play
Yeah,
too.
they're really fun.
Sometimes you just want a guitar that's like sparkly and shiny.
Why do you like to have instruments?
Ooh, I think having instruments around just helps you feel more creative, and you want to try to write songs and see what kind of cool sounds you can make, and I think that's good for your brain. So I keep instruments everywhere all the time.
And I keep my instruments everywhere, like on the guitar hanger.
Yeah, do you have yours out in your room?
Yeah, but sometimes I play in the living room and sometimes I play in my bedroom.
Totally.
Yeah.
Do you ever take it outside and play?
Sometimes I take out my ukulele.
Oh, cool.
But now I'm not playing ukulele anymore. Now I'm playing electric guitars.
That's way cool.
Like Love Me Too and like a Martino Walker bass and some drumsticks and like a mandolin. And I loop. Looping is something that you step on and then it will come up. Then you build it up. Then when you sing to it, you can step the singing on that pedal. Then you can sing to it. So then you can make a harmony. And what you can do about a harmony is harmonies are if you loop one singing on the loop pedal, then another singing with no looping.
That's pretty cool. So you can be your own band, right?
Yeah, but why do you not loop?
I never learned how to loop. I've seen your dad do it, though.
Where?
It's really cool.
Where?
We've played shows together.
What? Yeah. And
back in the day.
And why do you like plug-in instruments?
Plugging in, it's fun because you can get loud.
Yeah.
You can get real loud.
Yeah,
which is
I
fun.
get real loud.
Yeah.
Yeah. And why do you like to play loud?
This is a deep question. I think sometimes the instrument is kind of what our voice wants to be. So you can only talk or yell so loud, but you can get a guitar pretty loud.
And why do you? Okay. And why do you like to? Why did you sing a song with no cable plugged in your guitar?
Because we had some microphones pointed at the guitar, so they picked it up. So that was easy for me. And Mark had to run the microphones.
Why did you have one like that?
Because sometimes that's how I think for TV, the sound is better that way.
Okay. Thanks for being on the show.
Thanks, Shane. That was awesome.
You're welcome. Welcome. Welcome to another episode of Everybody Got Something. I'm your host, Shane Hoffman. Today's guest, we've got Seth Hoffman on the show, and let's get to it. All right, so Daddy, it's a pleasure to be here.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be here with you,
Okay,
Shane.
so tell us, what instruments do you like the most?
Wow, I love the guitar, as you know, and I really love this drumstick like you also love it.
Ooh.
And the piano. Oh, nice balancing.
Thank you.
Yeah, and the loop pedal is kind of like an instrument.
And even the effects pedals look like instruments.
Yeah. I see you have a lot of cool cars and things. What can you tell us about these things?
All right, so these things are called cyber cars. And one thing about my cars is this is the cyber truck. And the cyber truck opens this roof up here. Look how cool that is. And now it opens the back. And there's where the minivan goes. I'll show you it. Hey, Daddy.
Yeah.
Can I show them my minivan?
Oh, you mean the ATV thing?
Yeah.
I think that's over there. Let's get to that. How about can you tell us about this one? I was really excited to hear about this and where you got this one from.
I got this from Shona's.
And who's Shona?
Shona's my
Your
friend,
cousin?
my cousin.
Yeah. Very
And
cool.
this is my cars. And now I'll tell you a little bit about this car here. And opens this up.
And what's this one called?
It's called a Volkswagen bus.
Mm-hmm.
And it opens this here. Check that out. It's really cool. Now, this car that's way over here is called a Lamborghini. And one of the things called it a Lamborghini.
Oh, that's what you call the green one that you have, a Lamborghini.
Yeah.
And have you ever seen a real Lamborghini like that?
I think I saw. I didn't see one. Did you see some like this? And
I think we saw one together at the car show once.
okay. And I'll tell you about this car. And this car is called a convertible. Now I'll tell you. Now, why do you like loop pedals and effects pedals?
I feel like it's kind of like making magic with sounds. You
How
can
do
make
you
layers.
make?
You were talking earlier about the loop pedal, how you can build harmonies and build a bass line. It's sort of like being a band almost, just by yourself.
Oh yeah, the next bass line is the song of Pink Panther. You know what the thing is? Yes, it's a bass line. Don't know how it's a bass line.
Yes. Yes, you're remembering that YouTube bass player you like to watch. Shane, I wonder if you could tell us a little bit about school. I remember you were on the show over a year ago telling us about school. Now now you're 4. What can you tell us about school and your friends at school?
All right, so today I'm telling about school, and I'm gonna tell you about school, and I'm gonna tell you about school, and now we can play with cars that we have there, and then we have a race car track, and then we have cars, race car track cars, and then we always have like we have music class there with my Micah and you, Daddy, because you're the first one to play the Taylor.
Yes. Very cool.
All right.
All right, Shane. Anything else you want to tell us about school?
Yeah. So, at school, I always go potty there.
Great.
And I don't feel scared there.
Wonderful.
And
who do you play with?
I play with Iowa and Max. Max is the nicest guy. He says, "Hi, Satan."
Oh.
Maxton is the jumping guy.
He's the
and
jumping
he
guy.
doesn't let anyone play.
Okay.
And Owen doesn't.
Okay.
But Owen's a good guy. He can play with us sometimes.
Yeah, you've got a lot of good friends there.
Yeah.
Shane, it's been so nice that you're telling us about school and your cars and music. Is there any other question you would like to ask your daddy on the show?
Yeah. And I'll tell you about my stage I'll play today. And my stage is called Hall, and it's gonna be tonight.
You're gonna play at the hall tonight?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll
And
look forward to
everybody's
that.
gonna watch me for my performance.
Sounds good. And Shane, also, it was really wonderful. You had a nice interview with Jana. It was great to hear you ask those questions and to hear her explain the different things.
Not Jana Pochop.
Jana Pochop, yeah, that's good to use her full name. That's right. All right. Any last thing? Any questions you would like to ask, or any last things you'd like to tell the world out there?
Yeah.
What's that?
So Cybertrucks are electric. This Cybertruck here has a charging place, and I don't know where the charging spot is. So where is it?
I don't know. I'm not sure. We might have to go to see a real one. I don't know if the toy has it, but it's pretty cool. And thank you for sharing all your awesome toys.
I know where it is. I think it's right over this tiny spot here.
That's right. All right, Shane. Well, it's been so good. And I have one last question. Shane, do you know how much your daddy loves you?
So much.
What? Just so much?
And now
How much does he really love you, though?
I think only so much.
That's much closer to the right answer. Very good. All right. Well, it's been wonderful talking, and you did a great job with your interview. And I think we'll have to have you back on again to interview some more people. What do you think about that?
I went to do Sky, Olive, and like Iowa.
Okay, so
And
those
Yellowstone.
folks out there, Shane would like to interview you also, but it was sure a special honor. Your very first interview ever, we got to have Jana Pochop.
I love Jana Pochop, and I love you.
Oh, well, we love you too.
I love the first one, and his name is Seth Hoffman.
Thank you, Shane. All right, do you want to close us out and say thanks for being with us?
Thanks for being with us on the show, and thank you, Seth Hoffman.
All right.